Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Welcome to DLT Lawn Care, guys. Thanks for subscribing and all of the feedback and the comments and the thumbs up. And I'll tell you what, got a good one for you today, man. Somebody at Dan LaFlame asked me last night. He said, did you ever get any good advice from someone before you started your business? And I think I was given the best advice that anybody could give anyone, and I'm going to share that advice with you today. And it really changed how I do things, because it's it has shaped how I run my business and how I look at things, even in the tough times. This month here, as we're coming to an end, this was a very, very trying, tough month, and not near as lucrative as it could have been. But you know, things happen, weather happens. The man upstairs controls it. I have no control, and he took care of me. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to get started on this one, and we will come back. We'll get some footage of this. They just put mulch down, so with no shoot blocker, I am going to have a tough time with where I can put grass in these areas. Okay, guys, so our goal is to cut all of this with as little as possible in the beds, and that is going to be tricky. So there's going to be hardly any pattern to it. It's just getting it cut. So let's get to it. Okay, I got a little bit right there, but that's pretty easy to get out. Not too bad. Let's get this part done. Let me set you way out here. Let's see what we can do. Doesn't that thing sound like a chopper? Sounds so good, man. There we go. Well, I keep getting just a little bit and a little bit. Not good, but hey, easy to blow out. The fun part's just beginning, because you know how that thing discharges. Well, we got a mulch bed here, and we got a mulch bed there, and we got to do this. So this is just going to be up and back, man. But let's get this part done next.
Atoms fall apart. Solar flares arrive. Buildings collapse. Only a few will survive. The world as we know it will no longer be there. Water is gone. A new era has begun. Prepare yourself for the apocalypse.
Alright guys, I'm going to finish cutting this one. I'll tell you what, I don't know if it gets any better than that. If you don't call those stripes, you're just a hater, man. Just an absolute hater. That looks gorgeous. So, I don't know. To each his own, man. That's what I say. If you don't like it, try a bad boy. Cuts great. This grass is super wet, man. So I will be back in a couple yards, and I'm gonna share the secret with you. And like this gentleman told me, he said very few, maybe 5% will ever listen to this. And I think he's right. I think he's right, because I see everybody trying to find ways not to have to work instead of trying to find ways to work to make more money. I mean, just people out everywhere trying to start businesses to put people to work to not have to do any work. And I mean small businesses. So there is no other way to success other than hard work, guys. And that doesn't mean 9 to 5, 9 to 2, 8 to 4. It's all the time. So we'll be back. Okay, I wanted to show it to you when it's done. I think it looks great, man. And no grass in the mulch. And that's what they wanted. So I know they're going to be happy with it. Beautiful place. And I would only guess, man, that was probably 15 to 18 yards of mulch for this place. So, not something Doc is going to do. I can guarantee you that. Not equipped for that. So, anyway, guys, let me get the next 3 done, and we'll talk. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, last one of the week. I want to thank the Lord for allowing it not to rain this week so I could get all these done finally. And without further ado, let me show you. That was 50 for the week. And I had help on 2 or 3. So here we go. Boom, there it is. Now, I'm not going to say it anymore, but those look like stripes to me. I don't know about you guys, and that looks gorgeous. So, backyard back there is done. Front yard is just like this gentleman likes it. He likes that angle cut, and I think it looks great. So, okay, let's get on with the topic, and I'm gonna make it short and sweet. I had a gentleman tell me when I started, I said, I need some advice. This gentleman is a house framer, and he'd been in business for years. A very successful guy. I said, what do you have any tips? He said, I've got one tip for you. And he said, if you follow this, you will no doubt succeed. He asked me what I wanted to do or what I knew. And I started naming off the jobs that I had done. He said, okay, you are none of those things anymore. From this day forward, you are a landscape lawn care professional. You need to act like it. You need to leave yourself, and this was the very important point, and it took me a while to understand it. Leave yourself no out. Think about that for a minute. He said, no matter how bad things get, no matter how hungry you are, no matter how it's not working out in the beginning, you leave yourself no out. Because if you give yourself an out, you will quit before it is successful. Now, am I as successful as a guy that's got 5 crews and all that? I don't know. I don't know. I make a really good living when it's not raining, and I'm very blessed. I'm able to help people. I'm able to come onto YouTube and give, I think, some solid advice at times. But I left myself no out. And if you think about that, what he meant was, no matter how bad things get, and it doesn't look like the business is going to grow, don't look around for other opportunities. Stick with it. And that was the best advice I've ever received in my 14 years doing this. Ever. I mean, I couldn't, if I could call him now and thank him, I would. No idea where he's at. He probably doesn't even remember me. But I'm going to give you guys the same advice. Stop looking for the quick buck. Stop looking around for all these other things to get yourself out of work. There is one way to be successful, and that is to work. And if you're not fully committed to lawn care, unless you are working another job and it's your side gig, unless you are fully committed to it, it is not going to work. I'm telling you. I went through times that most people nowadays would never be willing to go through to get where I am. It's paid for a home. It's paid for 2 nice cars. It has paid for vacations. It has paid for a lot of things. I'm very blessed. Is it a lot of work? Yes. Is it a lot of frustration? Yes. But I remain focused on, I have no out. People always ask me, well, do you do power washing? Do you do this? No, I do lawn care, guys. I do lawn care, and I believe I do it well. And I'm not trying to get into 50 different things, okay? I'm trying to hang my hat on one thing, and for 14 years, it has been very successful. So, the best advice I'm going to give any of you is you are no longer what you think you are. You're not a package handler. You're not a mechanic. You are none of those things except for a lawn care professional. And when you get that through your head, and you start believing it. And the other thing he told me was, do your homework and listen to people who have done it. There is such a thing. I saw this on Facebook, and it is so funny, but it is so true. It's called an ask hole. ASKHOLE. That is somebody that will continuously ask for your advice and do the exact opposite of what you tell them. So there are hundreds of thousands of those people out there that will ask you what you think. You tell them how you got where you are, and for some reason it's not good enough for them. They don't want to put in the work. They want an easier way. So anyway, guys, that's it. I hope you think about that very carefully, and I hope it helps you. As always, Dr. Real was in the house. Keep it real, guys. I love you. God loves you. Sarah loves you. Have an absolute blessed day. God truly blessed this week. I finally get to go back to church. I'm so thankful. And we will be with you tomorrow for another mulch job. Peace.